now available in paperback and e-readers. Isis, Revenge of the Cyber Goddess. The goddess next door takes on the threat of a deadly digital diva driven to destroy the world in this action-packed, all-new Isis series adventure. Get Isis, Revenge of the Cyber Goddess featuring a bonus pin-up and the other two books in the Cyber Goddess saga at online bookstores everywhere today. There are some comic fans who are talking about how Tim Drake, the third Robin, may possibly be coming out as a bisexual. And when I take a critical examination of their discussions on this revelation, I don't really see how they have much merit. And the reason why I don't believe they have much merit is because when I take a look at the story that they're talking about, this implied coming out of the closet was all about, it looks like a much ado about nothing. Now, the reason why I say it's much ado about nothing is because the comic that they're talking about, where Tim Drake allegedly comes out of the closet as bisexual, is one where he's having dinner with a friend who he had last seen in Robin Volume 1, number 140. And because he's having dinner with this male friend, they are implying that the Tim Drake character is coming out of the closet, but I don't believe that to be the case. And the reason why I don't believe that to be the case is because DC just published its Pride special, which featured all of the LGBTQ characters. And if they really wanted to really make an impact statement with that Pride special, they would have featured Tim Drake in his Robin costume prominently on the cover of said comic. If anybody would have gotten people buying said comic, it would have been Tim Drake being featured prominently on the cover of their Pride comic. And because your Tim Drake was not featured on the cover of the Pride comic, which this story would have had the most impact, that's what makes me believe that this Tim Drake coming out of the closet storyline that people are trying to push on social media does not have any merit. And the reason why I believe it doesn't have any merit, again, is because DC could have had a major media spectacle by announcing Tim Drake coming out of the closet during Pride Month and putting it prominently on its Pride special, but instead they just have a story between him and a friend having dinner, and that really just tells me that this is just part of a storyline where he was meeting up with one of his homies and they were just going out here having some dinner. Now, when it comes down to the Tim Drake character, I believe, is a heterosexual male character because I've been reading about Tim Drake ever since I first saw him in the storyline Batman: A Lonely Place of Dying, and ever since then, your Tim Drake has always come across as very heterosexual. I mean, he had a crush on the villain Lynx in the early Tom Lyle Robin miniseries, and in another Robin miniseries, he pursued a girl that he had saved called Ariana Dershenko. And after that, and when he got his own ongoing series, he practically was in a relationship with Cluemaster's daughter, the spoiler, for the almost decade long run of the book. So this character has been heterosexual for years. He has pursued women. He's had crushes on women. Even in crossovers like Marvel vs. DC, he had a thing for Jubilee. And he was always a magnet for lots of female attention. I mean, Tim Drake had no problem pulling the ladies when he would hang out with Dick Grayson, Nightwing, and they would go out on patrol together. I've read many storylines where he's been out here with getting pursued by girls and having to deal with girl crushes. And this Tim Drake character has been openly heterosexual for years. And what would it profit DC Comics to take a character who everybody knew the history of and then change said character into a bisexual or homosexual character? That's a critical question many comic fans need to ask, because how has that really worked out for Wonder Woman when they came out and revealed that she was bisexual? I mean, that really has not really impacted the character too much. And we noticed that Wonder Woman, she didn't have a Pride appearance in the Pride issue as well. And again, if this is the case with Tim Drake, again, DC would have gone out here and really pushed this, because Pride Month is supposed to be a big event for these companies, but they're not going to. Why would they downplay Tim Drake like that? And that's why I say that this is much ado about nothing, because the Tim Drake character is a very valuable asset to DC Comics, and DC Comics does not want to damage one of its most popular characters, one that many comic fans still love. I mean, Tim Drake is somebody that most action figure collectors still want to get a figure of, and they're hoping, wishing, and praying that McFarlane or DC what comes out here with a 6-inch scale version of Tim Drake that's superposable, so they can finally have a 80s, 90s Robin to go along with their Batman. So there's a lot of money and merchandising with this character, and DC does not want to go out here and make a revelation like this and come out of nowhere for just a virtue signal when they don't have to. I mean, this is not something that if they really were, again, serious about it, there would be press releases, like in the case of Wonder Woman when she was coming out as bisexual, or when other characters like Harley Quinn and other characters like Alan Scott came out. There was a big media uproar where they released press releases, articles were written all across the country. But why wouldn't they do that in the case of the number 3 character at DC Comics, Robin the Boy Wonder? I mean, why would they go out of their way to announce Wonder Woman as bisexual, but not come out and come out with that type of fanfare for the Robin character? And that's the critical question many comic fans need to ask themselves, because this would be major publicity for DC Comics, and it would lead to a lot of people wanting to go out here and pick up this issue. But as I see it, this is much ado about nothing, and people projecting their own ideas onto these characters and projecting their own ideas about a harmless dinner. I mean, lots of guys go out here and meet their brothers or their cousins, and they go out and get some pizza and chill. Lots of guys go out to restaurants and go out and to just go chill and go talk to each other. It does not mean that there's anything sexual going on between those two men. It just means that those two men are meeting up to go have a conversation. They're meeting up to go chill out. But I believe a lot of people need to stop reading everything into these comic characters and stop trying to put sexual relationships on these characters. I mean, as I see it, Tim Drake is a teenage boy wonder, and he's a sidekick to Batman and Nightwing, and he just needs to just be what the creators originally made him. I mean, when I think of Tim Drake, I think of a heterosexual teenage boy who is out here, going out here pursuing girls who are pursuing him. I mean, when I think of him, I think of his relationship with Lynx or Ariana Drashenko, who was his first girlfriend, or the Spoiler, who was his long-term girlfriend. Your Tim Drake has been out here getting the ladies for the longest, and if people want to go out here and create your alphabet characters, I say go out here and create brand new alphabet characters, launch them in their own series, and let those characters grow and thrive, and stop trying to bring trying to make other characters something that they're not. I mean, if you want to go out here and make a gay character, make new gay characters, let them build their audience through merit, and let the readers find out how great these characters are. I mean, go out here and do like the Authority did with Apollo and Midnighter. Go out here and do what Marvel did with Northstar. Go out here and do what Tim Seeley did with Cassie Hack. Go out here and do what AC Comics, I believe, did with their Terra character. Go out here and do what your Dynamite is doing with the Purgatory character. And go out here and do what many other comic book companies are doing with their alphabet characters. I mean, they just go out here and let good characters go out here and stand on their merits, and those characters become popular based on who they are, the content of their character. And there's no need to go out here and take existing characters and then try to change them in order to pander to people, because when you pander, you're coming from a position of weakness. I mean, we already know Tim Drake is a heterosexual character, and if you want to go out here and do stories about a lesbian or gay character, go out here and create that lesbian or gay character and let them stand on their own 2 feet. I don't think it's fair to members of the alphabet community to have characters cut and pasted as representation. If you really want to do representation, go out here and let the character go out here and be what they are to be. If you want to go out here and have your representation, then go out here and have actual representation. Go out here and let us see an actual gay or lesbian or bisexual character. Don't go out here and cut and paste something to virtue signal to an audience and pander in order to get brownie points with press outlets or to make controversy on social media. Just go out here, create good original characters, and let's see if those characters can stand on their own 2 feet, because we've had LGBTQ characters ever since the golden age of comics, and nobody wants to talk about your Madame Fatal from the golden age who was a cross-dressing character. I mean, nobody wants to talk about that character, and that character came on the merits, and they don't want to talk about or push any of the other alphabet characters who, like Maggie Sawyer, have been practically buried for years. I mean, she wasn't even part of the Pride special, and she was one of the first lesbian characters in DC Comics, featured in many major storylines, but nobody wants to talk about her. All they want to do is try to push controversy with a straight character by trying to project a false label on him. And again, that does disservice to many of the members of the alphabet community who want representation based on the merits and want characters who are original, again, like your Obsidian, and characters like your Maggie Sawyer. They want those characters put to a higher level of representation, and they want those characters to come out on the merits and gain their popularity on their own. What they're doing to Tim Drake, if this is alleged to be true, would be completely dishonest, and it's just not fair to those members of the alphabet community, those comic collectors, to have somebody try to push this onto that character instead of going out here and letting a great alphabet creator go out here and make their own character and be pushed to the forefront. I mean, if you're a alphabet creator, you want to go out here and create a character based on experiences you know all about, and you want stories that reflect what your experiences are. You don't want some tacked on, cut and pasted character. And as I see it, that's tokenism in a brand new form. And that's just what I'm seeing with this whole Tim Drake rumor, is people trying to make much ado about nothing. Because if DC Comics were serious, again, you would have Tim Drake on the cover of that Pride special, and him coming out would be the first story in that comic. Now, if you want to pick up some of my books featuring strong black characters like the ISIS series, the E-Steam series, the John Haynes series, and the books of the Spinsterella trilogy, you can find those books on Amazon.com in paperback and Kindle format. You can also find them on Smashwords, the iBookstore, and Google Play. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe.
Now available on Kindle, E-Steam No Good Deed. The Devil's Diva scares some stick-up kids straight in this action-packed E-Steam series comic. Get E-Steam No Good Deed on Kindle for 99 cents today.